So the Eagles open up as 4-point favorites on the road to Foxborough to play the New England Patriots. What's going on, everybody? My name is Sacred Eagle, and welcome to this thing. We're talking today about the Eagles Patriots Week 1 NFL kickoff showdown at 4:25 at Foxborough. I am so excited for this, and I'm just counting down the hours, the days, the minutes, the seconds until we finally get some Eagles football action. And I want to talk about a few things before I really break into like my prediction, obviously. The main thing being like injury reports, specific things that I deem very important going into this game, and things along those lines. So I'm just like reading through social media and whatnot. But the Eagles injury report doesn't look too bad whatsoever. As a matter of fact, no players are listed at all on the injury report, which is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. The injury reserve, obviously, is the people that got hurt during preseason, like Sean Bradley, Roderick Johnson, Zach McPherson, and Carlston Rambo. So those guys aren't going to have any issues to us. They were roster cuts. They're going to miss the entire season. It doesn't matter. And then, obviously, Isaiah Rodgers in reserve / suspended by commissioner due to gambling, which he's going to be a steal, in my opinion, when he comes to play next season. But we got to wait a year. So regardless, let's talk about the Eagles and the Patriots because I feel like this is going to be quite the interesting matchup now. I'm fresh off of predicting, or not even predicting, but just watching and reacting with you guys to the Chiefs losing to the Lions. And I didn't post the video. I lost the footage to it. But I predicted the Lions to win 34-31. And just the fact that they won alone and I got that pick right surprises me. But at the same time, I'm so happy and I feel very optimistic about other matchups going into this Sunday, and this one in particular does have the potential for a little bit of a spoilery type of upset feel to it. Long story short, no, the Patriots are not going to beat the Eagles. At least I don't believe that's going to happen. What I do believe is going to happen is that the Eagles and the Patriots are going to play some competitive, gritty, run like straight down your throat type of football for the first quarter or two before one of the teams decides to break it open or a pivotal mistake happens that flips the game on its own head. So whatever that may be is something that we have yet to see, obviously, since it's a couple of days away, but I feel like that's how this game is going to go. Now, who is in favor of, winning and losing this game is the Eagles. Eagles are going to win this game, in my honest opinion. It's not going to be pretty. I mean, last year's first week 1 was against the Lions. At the time, we thought the Lions were utter garbage before we realized that they actually have potential, especially on offense. Even though they started out 1-6, but they ended up 9-8, just barely missing a playoff spot. They have talent, and they showed that last night. So, looking back at last year, I'm not too mad about that, especially considering funny enough, we lost to that score. We beat the Lions 38-25 or 38-35, and we lost in the Super Bowl 38-35. Anyway, this game is not going to be pretty. None of the starters have really played any game, like legit game, since the Super Bowl, basically. So, like the Chiefs and the Lions last night, they are going to see a few times where they're not going to really look the way that we expect them to, and that's expected. I'm totally okay with that. There's going to be a drive or two to a quarter where you're just not going to see the greatest football played by our guys because they haven't played yet, and they got to de-rust. They got to get back into the swing of things. They got to take a few hits. They gotta make sure that they all are on the same page and everything like that. So I'm not too worried about that. What I'm mainly worried about is keeping the team around for too long. You saw the Chiefs last night. They weren't able to put the Lions away, even though they had a 14-7 lead. The Lions were able to claw their way back, and eventually take over the game, win the football game late. I don't think that'll happen with the Patriots, but we are going into Foxborough, one of the tougher places to go and win a football game. Do I think that the Patriots are that explosive of a team? No, but they do have Juju Smith-Schuster. They do have a few speedy guys on the outside, and they do have Ezekiel Elliott, who has been known to give us some hard time in the past. Not recently, but over the course of his career, he's been known to do that. So I take all of that into consideration while thinking about whether or not the Eagles will win or lose, or do they have a good chance of winning or losing. But at the same time, this team is too talented to lose a football game in that sort of way. To me, this team is very reminiscent of the way the Phillies are built right now, where the Phillies, no matter what, are not they're almost never out of a game. There are some games, obviously, where they're just not going to win, where they're just having a bad day. Every team goes through that through every season. It doesn't matter who you are, what you are. It doesn't matter if you were 18-0 and you lost the final game or not. That's just the way things go. And I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles this year, they're built the same way as the Phillies, where you can't really ever count them out because of how explosive that offense is, because of the players that are on that offense. And even on the defensive side, you have a lot of unknown names trying to make a name for themselves. And I feel like this is the perfect game to do that against a team that's expected to most likely battle for third place, maybe end up in third, but most likely end up in last place in their own division. A division that they have been dominating for decades now is finally being overrun with other teams that have 2 times the talent as them. It's a weird feeling, but it's the truth. And Bill Belichick, Robert Kraft, they all know that, and they know where they stand right now. And going up against the reigning NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles, who on paper right now feel like they have maybe the most complete roster in all of football, does not bode well for your chances to win, and that's where it goes in my head. And Nick Sirianni and company, obviously, with the whole team in general, we have this mindset right now that it's just not what anyone else is, no one else is feeling what we're feeling right now. And, to the 49ers fans, to the Bengals, you have your own demons, obviously. You have your own revenge stories. You have your own story that you will tell. No joke. That's just the way things go. You're motivated in your own right. But, well, I guess the only team that could really relate are the Bengals, in fact, because we lost to the same team they did. But there's just something different to losing to a certain team that just, over the past few years, is good, and they just keep winning, Like the Patriots, that was a perfect example. Now the Chiefs are kind of not on that same boat, obviously, because there's no Spygate or Deflategate or anything along those lines. But what I mean is, like, always finding yourself to be just one step behind that team, So many teams were one step behind the Patriots for so long in the AFC. And then obviously the teams that they lost, the teams that lost in the Super Bowl against them, the Rams, the Eagles, Panthers, Seahawks, Falcons, like, it's not easy. It's not easy for anyone to see that team that's just always up there doing the same things and winning exactly how they will win, and you just can't stop it. Like the Lions right now, I felt so bad and so angry watching Mahomes not get sacked once, despite the pressure that the Lions were getting. They just couldn't contain him, and I just felt so mad. And I was getting the flashes of the Super Bowl where I'm just like, we can't take this guy down just once, And it's just like, it's a whole nother feeling. And knowing where we were and where we're at now, there's no chance in hell that this team is gonna let the Patriots, just like defeat them, like straight up. I just don't see it happening personally. As an Eagles fan, as unbiased as I'm trying to be, and as an Eagles fan, I do not see a world where the Patriots win this game. And if they do win this game, it's not going to be like a confident win, similar to the Chiefs last night. They lost that game by 1 point. It's not going to be like that. It's not going to be, or it's going to be like that. What I'm saying is that it's not going to be like a 10-point or more type of loss. It's going to be like a one-score affair. That's what I'm saying, and that's where I stand. And my score for the Eagles winning, I got like 28-17 personally. I feel like it's going to be very close going into the second half, and then the Eagles, in my opinion, are going to open it up, and then we're going to shut down Mac Jones and company. But I do love Now that that's aside, I just want to end on this. I do love the few fans that have made it known that, yeah, Juju Smith-Schuster was a Chief last year and he's on the Patriots. Revenge tour. The revenge tour starts now with Juju being the first on the list. I can't wait. I cannot wait. And C.J. Gardner-Johnson also started his journey perfectly. I know there was a lot of bad blood when he went to Detroit, but I was not mad at all. I was very, very happy seeing him dance around with the Lions players, knowing they were going to win against the Chiefs of all teams. You know, it was a good feeling. I cannot deny. So, Eagles, I got this game winning again. I got them winning against the Patriots. Absolutely. 28-17 is my final score. Let me know what your score is in the comments down below, and let me know how you feel moving forward about just the Eagles in general. Just in general, like, how do you feel about the NFL as a whole right now? Do you feel like there's anybody out there that really poses a threat to the main favorites out there? The Chiefs look a little shaky without Travis Kelce, yes, and we'll have more questions to ask on Sunday night, Monday into Tuesday, obviously, once the week officially ends. But any takes from you guys at all, let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new, and thumbs up to help me out with the algorithm, and we'll keep on talking Eagles sports and NFL in general. I do plan on talking more than just Eagles whenever I get the chance. It might not be as organized as this, where I'm actually set up with my computers and some lighting and everything. I might just be like off the cuff, like just talking about a game or a team or a matchup or something that I like while I'm watching it, or before or after. So that was a lot that I just said. Long story short, I do plan on doing more than just Eagles content here. I want to talk about everybody in the NFL, including obviously specifically the Eagles, but like you get the point. I'll see you guys later on. Feel free to subscribe and like and all that stuff. Go Eagles, fly Eagles, fly. Peace out, y'all. Have a good night. Take care.